I'd like to show you how a keypad is wired. This is a small keypad. It is laid out like a telephone keypad. It has numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, *0#. And coming out the top of it, which you may not be able to see at this distance, are 7 wires. Let me put a figure behind there, maybe that'll make it clearer. There are 7 wires. So the question is, how do these 7 wires connect to the 12 buttons? And the way it's wired is shown on the board. There are 7 wires, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, inside, that are connected inside the keypad with a intersection under each button. Each button then acts as a switch which connects one vertical wire with one horizontal wire. So every intersection, this would correspond to the number 1. The number 2 then would have another switch. The number 3 would have another switch, all the way down to the hash symbol, which would have a switch down here. So when you press, for instance, switch 3, it connects wires 3 and 4 together. When you press switch 5, it connects wires 2 and 5 together. If you could uniquely detect which pair of wires has been connected, then you can detect which button has been pushed. In the Arduino, these 7 wires, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, are connected to one I/O port. And an interesting feature of each I/O port is that any pin can be an input or an output. So the scanning method is to make all of the vertical wires an output and set them to 0. So the vertical wires are output and set to 0. Then you make all of the horizontal wires inputs and set the pull-up resistor on. Pull up on. That means that the value you would read on those wires is a logical 1 unless the button has been pushed. So then you read the horizontal wires. When you read the horizontal wires, you'll find out if any button has been pushed. For instance, if push button 5 here has been pushed, then since the vertical wire 2 is set to 0 volts, then the horizontal wire, because this button is now connected here, the horizontal wire will read 0 volts, while 4, 6, and 7 still all read 5 volts because their pull-up resistors are on. Once you've done that, then you swap I/O. So now the horizontal wires are output and set to 0. The vertical wires are set to inputs with pull-up on. And we read, and we read the vertical wires. By combining the information from these 2 reads, we know that the first read tells us it's on line 5, that horizontal line. The second read tells it's on column 2. There's only one switch that is both on row 5 and column 2. Therefore, we must have pushed the number 5 button.